Years ago, my wife fell out of a boat and drowned in a river. That's the only thing that's even halfway factual. I've dated like several hundred, maybe in my lifetime. I don't know where any of them are.
When Mary walked into a room, people would look at her and she would smile at you and you'd be smiling back. That was the beauty of my sister. Well, she was very attractive, but her inner beauty, the way she related to people and was so kind and thoughtful, and she made a beautiful bride, and she was beaming that day.
Mary Horton Vail was married to Felix Vail in 1961.
They seemed, you know, just like a normal couple and all then. Of course, that was before that she was pregnant with Bill, but before he was born.
Seemingly had the perfect life with a young son, Bill, but Felix did not want her to get pregnant.
I was told that she talked to my mom about leaving him, and my mother suggested that she try to work things out. And not long after, she died.
Mary Horton Vail dies while they're out trotline fishing.
Well, I was born and raised here in Lake Charles. Even when I was working, I'd have out a couple of lines. My dad fished these rivers all the time.
Bill was born July the 1st. Even before he was born, she had a fear of water, dark water.
I knew that Mary was real afraid of water. And I knew that she would have never gone in a boat without a life preserver on, especially at night, and never have left her 4-month-old baby at home if she'd had a choice.
I heard about him running in trot line, or he said he's fishing. Said she fell overboard and drowned.
We know they were out in the boat, and she, according to him, had a flashlight and said, "Watch out, there's a stump," and he jerked to avoid it, and she fell out. And he implied that she may have hit her head on a stump. We later learned that that area was dredged to 60 feet in 1945, and there were no stumps there.
He was killed that woman before they got to the river. When they found her, she didn't even have water in her lungs. She didn't drown.
What the autopsy shows is that Mary had a very large bruise on the back part of her right head, extending all the way down onto her neck. It also shows that she had a scarf stuffed in her mouth, 4 inches into her mouth. We also see that it appears from the photograph she had been dragged, and there was no water found in the lungs. Felix does get arrested by the Calcasieu Parish sheriff's deputies.
But my mother's brother had gone down there with Daddy. When they came home, he told his wife, he said, Felix is just as guilty as sin.
He's questioned, he agrees to take a polygraph test, but then ends up being freed before they're going to give him the polygraph test, and he just leaves.
I always felt like at the time that Felix was guilty. But they arrested him and everything, and I don't know what happened to the evidence, but it mysteriously disappeared.
It looks suspicious, but there's not enough to go forward with. So, what do?
He said he had $1 million life insurance policy on Mary and on himself. Felix didn't give but $10,000.
He had a settlement with an insurance policy. He made no attempt to pay for the funeral at all. My mom paid for the funeral, and Dad.
And we were just riding along talking, and I asked him something about his son, and we talked about that a little bit, and then just out of the clear blue, he said, my ex-wife wanted to have another kid, but I didn't want another one, and I said, I fixed that damn bitch, she won't never have another kid. And his whole attitude changed. He was just violent. His face was, you could just see anger in his face. And I said, well, that story's the truth. I'm in the car with a murderer.